Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we're gonna look at a classic. I'm ready for it. Today's my day off from school, so went out this morning, got some pizza, which is perfectly on topic for this video. That way I won't be craving any food. um, Went to get a haircut, and now I'm ready for some TCAP, baby. I'm ready to watch this one. I can't wait for it. Jeff Sokol is low key one of my favorites. Like a lot of people's favorites. For many reasons. This guy is low key kind of hilarious in his interview with Chris Hansen. There's a lot going on. It's very long, by the way, so I don't even know if I can do this in one part. I'll probably break it up depending on how long this is. But yeah, this dude starts out like talking to the decoy and talking for a long while, and then just he's known and like adored because it's just he's so fucking obnoxious. Like we're gonna walk through this, but his interaction with Chris, he gets so fucking pissy. He's like he gets so annoyed, and it's just pure delight. Um, but yeah, so he also brings this bullshit sort of like contract thing on the table. So that this is gonna be mostly commentary. There's gonna be some stuff we're gonna talk about, like some common law concepts and like contract law stuff. I'll just mention it, but yeah, mostly commentary. But this should be really good. Let's get into it.
What you see being edited behind me, you can see nowhere else. It is more compelling and disturbing than virtually anything you can watch on TV today.
Is it,
It
Chris?
is my complete interview with Jeff Sokol.
By
He's
the way, I forgot to mention a big, huge shout out to Walls posting these uncut segments. He's the reason why we commentators get to do this. Big shout out, legend, man. Thanks so much.
interest in our predator investigation in Fairfield, Connecticut. A little bit of it aired on my syndicated show Crime Watch Daily, but now here on Hansen versus Predators, you'll see the whole thing.
Chris looks fucking
Sokol
tired.
came with food and an
Came with
appetite for
food.
sex. He left after a very aggressive
Yeah, this is like, I'm sorry, I'm pausing a lot, but first off, yeah, like the fucking pizza is kind of like a protagonist in this fucking interaction. Like it's omnipresent. It's being talked about so much. Like there's so much fucking going on with that fucking pizza. It's gonna be fucking great.
with me in handcuffs.
There he is. He's just waiting like a fucking dick in front of the door. Yeah, and like that looks to me like he's fucking bailing. Like the first time I saw this, I thought he was leaving. And then like he fucking like he gets his fucking food because I don't know, he's probably really fucking hungry by the way the rest of the interaction goes.
Over here. You can come in this way.
There's nervous Nelly. She's definitely the best decoy
Sorry
they
about
got.
that. Come on in.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Did you find the house okay?
No, because it's really dark out.
Oh.
Jeff Sokol's not really nervous. He's not apprehensive at all compared to other predators.
That's a long drive.
Yeah. Alright.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Yeah, so like the fucking hug thing, this goes back to like two videos like John Dupay, let's talk about it a little bit. Like in this interaction, like let's be clear, like it's disgusting because he's a fucking old dude like trying to hug who he thinks is a 13-year-old. But like I said in the John Dupay one, his was way weirder, if that makes sense, than this one. Because he put his shit down and he was fucking not paying attention to her. Like he was there for a solid minute and then wanted a hug. Like in this case, like I don't like this is like common, like if you just like meet a friend, like this is like you know, like you could like low-key ask for a hug in that way, like not directly hug the person but like brace for a hug. Like that's not weird in that context. But it is in this case disgusting because it's a fucking, predator. And Nelly gets so fucking like creeped out by that, she fucking backs out.
Are you giving me a hug?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he gets let down.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll settle into it.
Okay.
So, kind of peachy patches.
He's gonna break it up for us.
The small pizza
Yeah.
is like almost as big as the big one. So I didn't know that. 'Cause, like when you said small, I thought it'd be like a really small.
Nelly's looking at him. What the fuck are we talking? Yeah, it's so fucking like if you listen to him out of context, like listen,
I
like
didn't know that. 'Cause, like you said small.
yeah, I didn't
thought
know.
it'd be, like, a really small one.
This guy sounds like a fucking walking like commercial for the fucking pizza chain, like or the pizza store or whatever. He's like, I didn't know it would be so big. Like the fucking small one is almost as huge as the big one. Like I said, Nelly's looking at him like, what the fuck is he talking about? She's so nervous. This guy keeps talking about his fucking pizza, like it's a huge fucking deal. Yeah, this is one of the things that makes Jeff Sokol like a fucking like legend, like in TCAP. Like what a fucking idiot. Like and it's just like they talk about it keeps going on like the pizza is such a fucking big part of this sting. You know, like the first times I saw this, I was like saw this and I was like, well shit, like I gotta get me some fucking pizza now. Like this is how good, like it's a lot like other TCAPers have mentioned it. It's like a lot of like indirect commercial for the pizza. It's so fucking funny, man. It's not done yet. Like it's just getting started.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
She's not.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I am. I'm fine.
Yeah, see, that's interesting. Like I've always seen that. Like that's interesting. Like, are you
Are
okay?
you
Like,
okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I
I am. I'm fine.
yeah, I'm fine. See, like this is weird to me. Like, when people say they're fine like that, it looks like he's trying to like say something, like or like I don't know, like he's fucking pissed, like because she didn't give him a fucking hug or something. Um, like if we look at it, like
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Like it's like I'm offended, but like I'm okay about it. It's really strange.
I am. I'm fine.
Yeah, see, yeah, I'm fine. Like people say that they're not fine.
Have you?
They have something on their
No.
mind.
Not really. I mean,
Are you telling me the truth?
I've met girls on mine, but
Just not 13-year-olds, you fucking piece of shit.
like,
Is that it?
this far to like meet someone. I don't know why
It's kind of crazy, huh?
It is crazy. Yeah, why did you let me come?
Why'd you let me come? Is such a fucking weird thing to say. It's almost like so he knows that he either like knows that it's a crime what he's doing, or that it's an attempt to a crime, or that it would be criminal. And so he's like, "Why did you let me come?" To me, is like, as in like, why would you put me in this situation? Almost blaming the victim, in this situation. You know why? Like, why would you tempt me like that? It's very fucking disturbing to me.
If you're so nervous.
It seems like a good idea, and you seem nice.
Oh shit! Like, it's a very like he's staring at her. Like to me, like Sokol right now, it goes back to his previous reaction. Like he was like, "Yeah, I'm okay, I'm okay." It's like he kind of he's understanding that it's not going the way he would like it to. At that point, she looks very nervous and shit, and he's not feeling it. Jeff Sokol is like compared to other predators is pretty looks pretty like comfortable in a social situation. He's meeting someone for the first time, and as disturbing as it is in this context, it's pretty similar to how it would go down if you actually met someone online who was of age. You know, like you would come and like put down the food and like I don't know. Like to me is like a less awkward interactions than other predators. But yeah.
Why do you think I came?
I think I know.
Oh shit.
That's not the only reason.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not the reason.
uncomfortable. Like and that like that was brilliant. Like I think I know. Like wouldn't like question yourselves like we know that the decoy Nelly is like is of age, right? Like we know that, but in his mind it's a 13-year-old. I personally I don't think that she looks extremely young. To me she looks kind of age. I guess like other decoys look younger than her. But she still looks pretty damn young. Don't get me wrong. And most importantly, like Sokol, Jeff Sokol, uh, doesn't know how old she is. Sorry, never mind. Forget that. He thinks that she's underage. That's the whole point. Like he thinks that she's underage, and so therefore, like imagine like somebody who's underage telling you that shit. Like I think I know, meaning sex, right? Like that would make you feel very uncomfortable. If you had any sense of fucking dignity or like or common sense, which Jeff Sokol um, does. He just acts because he's a predator. What I meant was he knows right from wrong. He's just fucking a predator.
And I just, been talking to you for a while, and you seem like really cool to hang out with, and someone that I'd like to meet, and I
Huh.
wanted to check out the situation.
Check out the
Here we
situation.
are.
Yeah.
So,
And she does like Nelly this time does stay for a long time. Just partly why the interview is so long. She does interact with him quite significantly.
let's deal with this whole contract thing, because I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time.
Yeah, the
Can we get that
contract
out of the
thing.
way?
We'll talk about it.
This
Just
document was something Sokol put together after some research on the internet to protect himself from getting in trouble.
did you see that?
Put together after some research on the internet.
Chris is like after some research on the internet, like whatever the fuck he was thinking.
Protect himself from getting in trouble for having sex with a 13-year-old
Right.
girl. He talked about it in the chat along with a lot of other graphic topics.
I love these cutaways to Chris. Yeah. So the fucking contract. So I'm not gonna lie. Like I ran into a little bit of trouble here. Going through this and trying to find a legal topic, and like the contract thing was as close as it got. But I mean it's pretty straightforward. Like he's just fucking lying. Like I went through like I'll be honest, it's kind of like these things of like it's a very specific thing. And so if there's something that talks about it in like his jurisdiction, then it would be something different. But generally I can only talk about contracts law in like a broad context, like under common law. And we're going to talk a little bit about outdated common law as well. Because the truth is, like, first off, I'm a student, right? I don't know the law. And second off, like, it's like, it's important to mention, like, attorneys are not walking dictionaries. Like, we don't know everything. Like, I couldn't tell you. But basically, like, to break it down as easily as possible, I was looking through my Contracts 1 notes, and this is not a thing, right? Like forget about like minors, that's even like least likely, but even contracts for marriage are not enforceable. That's why in this video we're going to talk a little bit about non-enforceable contracts. So people make contracts. I think the way people view contracts is a little bit like in the public eye, it's kind of like, oh, you signed the document and therefore everything in there is enforceable. But this is not how it goes. And like the thing is, like, without going too much into detail, there's just some contracts that are very simply non-enforceable under the law. And one of them, for example, is illegal things. You can't enforce a contract to do illegal things. It seems like common sense. It's one of the first things you learn. It's just very obvious, right? Like a gangbanger comes and like, he had a contract for me to kill this person and or like sell these drugs, and you're trying to enforce it. Like you can't do that. That's illegal, and therefore sleeping with a minor is illegal. So you couldn't enforce that. Second off, and again, I'm rambling on because it's a couple small things we didn't talk about. It never came up in class of like, can I make a fucking contract to marry a fucking underage kid? Like, that's not a thing. We're gonna get a little bit about common law under that, but that's not a thing. So what I said, like, some things, first off, don't have value under the law and can't be enforced legally, which is you can't enforce it to do illegal things. There's, if we get a little more technical, there's something called statute of frauds, which is when you get to trial and someone you wants to enforce a contract against you, even though it was a valid contract, you could say you can't. It's kind of a defense, if that makes sense. Like you can't enforce it because statute of frauds. And one of them that we studied talks about marriage contracts, but it's not about marriage per se. It's about like assets and like the money that you promise to raise kids and stuff like this. Like I said, this is getting a little bit, statute of frauds is getting a little bit technical. But to stay on point, I do want to talk a little bit about like maybe he's read some shit in under common law, and that's because like common law a lot of times it seems strange to say it, but is very outdated. Common law is taken from the Constitution and is kind of understood law that we're studying, but in some capacities, it's just outdated, right? And so that's why today we have states enacting statutes. We have the federal government enacting federal statutes to kind of put it back in the right track. We're not going to go about the differences in jurisdiction between state and federal law, like it's just way too advanced. But just to keep it simple, common law a lot of times is outdated, and so sometimes there are these things about age, and about some things. Like the best example I can give is like that I can think of the top of my head is just sexual violence at common law was very different. Like for example, common law rape is defined. You know how it was defined? It was sexual intercourse by a man with a woman only, right? Not his wife. So you couldn't rape your wife, and the man uses or threatens physical force. So there has to be a show of physical force, and the woman does not consent. So like said like that, it makes sense, but like there's a lot of problems there. You could probably tell. Like it's a man with a woman, therefore like no man, even underage young men, like or the rape isn't a thing to them somehow. Like not his wife. That means you can't rape your wife. It's a lot of things that are very outdated, and so those things tend to sometimes show up. And so like sometimes it presents some issues. But like I said, like this is not like we're studying this stuff now. It's just outdated, and it's just modern criminal law is through statutes and through the modern penal code and stuff like that. So that's not a thing. But like I said, as it concerns the contract, which is the end of our legal conversation here, can enforce to do illegal things. And so my reasoning is, first off, he obviously he doesn't fucking know what he's talking about. It's quite obvious. But second off, also like he's trying to entice her with the idea that it's not going to be a one-off, right? It's not going to be like a one and done. Like I'm not just going to bang you and leave. He wants to put the idea of like a contract, which is fucking bullshit, to prove that he's in for it. But yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Let's eat, and we can like talk about it.
He's not too keen on talking about it either.
There's plates behind you if you want to grab one.
Huh?
There's plates behind you if you want to grab one. Do you want a water or anything?
He just doesn't eat fucking plates. Did you see him? Like he's like, nah, like I don't need fucking plates to eat pizza. Because we know how he's gonna eat that pizza, and he's not gonna. He's a fucking animal.
Alright, I'll grab the water.
Alright, I will have a bottle. Do you want to eat at the table? What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna sit here.
And he's smiling there. I think it's going a little bit better now than it was at first.
I mean, yeah, I expected it to be like 2.5 hours. So.
You're from the Boston area, you said?
Yeah. Can I wash my hands?
Mm-hmm.
Some small talk.
Yeah, I have some family that lives up there. It's pretty nice.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been to Faneuil Hall.
Weird.
He does wash his hands, which is fucking hilarious.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Boston's so confusing. It's wicked confusing.
It's a wicked confusing. The napkins and everything, like he's getting ready to eat, man.
I'm
like
sorry. I'll try to be cool.
That's
We'll
okay.
work on it.
she's so fucking
You look
nervous.
great.
Thanks.
You just look different than what I didn't like in the
Uh-oh.
pictures. I don't know, maybe.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, I expected you to have dark hair.
My hair it lightens up in the summer.
And no, I'm not saying. I mean, I think you
You
look
don't
great.
like
I
it?
think you look great. I'm just saying, like, you
Nelly is like, call me fucking ugly, why don't you?
yeah.
He's like, no,
what
it's
about-
fine.
Yeah.
But no, nothing wrong with
Well, you
that.
never can tell with online things, you know?
What about me?
What about me? Do I look any
I
different?
mean, you look different. I'm not saying better or worse, just different.
I'm not saying I don't know. What does that mean? Like, I would feel so uncomfortable if I met somebody and they told me that. Like, not good or bad, just different. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, it does sound kind of bad.
I have cupcakes too, if you want.
Let's see. Did you make?
Got cupcakes.
Look at those. Do you think I made those?
I have no idea.
No.
Do you want to use plates or do you want to just?
Whatever you want. We're
Do you want to
pretty
use
friendly here.
plates? Like, he doesn't want to use plates. He just wants to fucking go for
I'm
it.
like too nervous to eat.
Well, you already ate, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
She
I was
did?
just I was wondering.
She probably
if you were
mentioned
gonna
that.
be,
I missed
like,
it.
How would you be? Like, would you be nervous? Would you be like totally, like you've done this before?
Oh,
you know,
definitely
like,
haven't done this before.
That is so
I don't know, you
fucked.
just seemed very, very like. You didn't seem nervous at all.
Not gonna lie, like Jeff Sokol is like, first off, look at his fucking face right there. I just stopped at the right moment. Like he's fucking losing hair and like he has a big fucking schnoz. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on, but like yeah, Jeff Sokol is really like disturbing because in his mind, like he's able to rationalize it so well. Like he thinks it's fucking dandy. He thinks it's normal. And it's gonna come through in a couple seconds. Like he's not, like he says verbally he's gonna communicate that he's nervous, but he doesn't fucking look nervous. He's gonna be smug as fuck.
I talk to you.
He thinks it's just fucking
Yeah,
normal.
it's different when you're talking to someone online versus like
person.
coming to their house and meeting them.
I know.
Hell yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
This isn't drugs. It's just.
This isn't
Yeah,
drugs.
no, by all means. Here.
It's like I know what you're thinking.
Before I eat.
Yeah, so depending on TCAPers and what I heard, may or may not be Viagra. But really fucking knows, man.
In the middle of it all, Sokol pulls out a medicine bottle.
Chris.
You can see it on the video. He takes a pill, apparently in preparation for what he thinks is
Apparently.
going to be a big night ahead.
So Chris is like on the Viagra kind of train. He's like, he's hinting at like the Viagra thing.
What have you been doing all day?
I'm just hanging out,
Just hanging out.
watching TV, Netflix and stuff.
What's that?
What's that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? That's so fucking. He gets so panicked. He's like, what's that? And he doesn't stop looking at her.
I'm gonna check.
Somebody here.
What's that?
No.
Oh, bruh. Oh, bruh.
What kind of pizza we have tonight? Who's this?
And
I'll get to that in a minute.
Chris is fucking smiling too. He loves that shit. Let's see it again.
What kind of pizza we have tonight? Who's this?
What kind of pizza we got tonight? Like he was preparing. Like I said, like he comes out with these bangers. Like he was preparing that one. He's like, who's this?
In a minute. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Tell
See,
me first.
like to me, he doesn't fucking look at that reaction.
In a minute. Who are you? Who are you?
See, like what? Like is that a nervous smile? Cause like, there's nothing fucking funny right here. Like, so you're with a minor and you talked about sex and shit, right? And most predators have the common decency of like being like worried or nervous or something. And like this guy is fucking smiling like I don't get it.
Who are
Like,
Who are you?
what is there to fucking smile about? Like, I really don't get it. Or it's like purely nervous. But I don't know. Like, you tell me. I don't know.
You tell me first.
Like, you tell me first.
You're Jeff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you
Like,
doing?
see, he's still fucking smiling.
Hanging out with whom? With.
You think it's a joke or
Who's
something?
her? I want to know who you are.
I want to
I want to know
know.
a little bit more about
More,
you.
more.
First.
I remember that. Yeah, both of them are tripping on their words. It's so fucking funny. Yeah. So Jeff is just like he asks Chris repeatedly who he is. I'm not sure why. I guess it's because I think that he wants to assess how much trouble he's in. I guess in his mind he wants to think that if it's not law enforcement, if it's her father or something, because he's gonna mention like, are you her dad or something. If it's her dad, he can be a lot less. I guess like he's less nervous if it's her dad, right? Than if law enforcement is involved.
Can I eat first? Sure, go ahead.
Can I eat
Tell me
first?
who you are.
This guy's gonna fucking eat.
Hey.
He fucking yeah. So and he fucking starts pulling the pizza and shit, and usually everyone gets fucking hungry, including me. This looks fucking good though. Like just the way it is supposed to be. Like cheese, pepperoni, just perfect. I mean though that's it. Like he's got some fucking like orange juice, and fucking water. Like fucking hell, man. Like what the hell? Like ugh. Like, I'm not tripping, right? The only proper drink to have with that is like fucking Coke or Pepsi, depending on what you're into. But like fucking water or orange, that sounds like hell with pizza. But yeah, but he doesn't fucking. This is the funniest shit. Like he's gonna start fucking eating in front of Chris, and and Chris just fucking knows this is gonna be fucking epic. But I don't really like either. It's like he's really fucking hungry. Or it's just that, is it a show of force? Like, I've thought about this before. Like, is he just like, he wants to show that he's really not fucking nervous? Like, in fact, I'm so not fucking nervous. Like, I'm such an arrogant fucking prick that I'm gonna, like, I don't even care. Like, I'm gonna eat in front of you now, right now. But it's so fucking good. And he fucking bites into it like an animal.
Well, what did you expect to happen this time, Jeff? Didn't have any expectations. No expectations whatsoever.
No.
So you drove.
No. Look at his
without
fucking face.
Expectation. No expectations whatsoever.
No.
No, like this is why he's so hated, I think, like cuz he's at first like he's a predator, but like he's whatever. But then like when he starts talking to Chris, he gets so fucking like pissed and he's like so obnoxious and he's like he's almost like offended that Chris is questioning him or some shit. Like his motives are getting questioned. Like you're what the fuck, man? Like he looks so fucking obnoxious. You just want to punch him in his schnoz.
So you drove
No.
2.5 hours?
Jesus.
Sure did. From Boston.
Sure did.
Who are you? To come
He's
here
about to.
Are you her dad?
to meet a young girl.
Are you her
I
dad?
will get to
Are you her
that in a
dad?
minute.
I haven't done anything wrong.
I'm driving. Look at it. Look at this dude. He's such a fucking animal. Jesus Christ. The way he fucking bites into it.
Well, I haven't done anything wrong.
I haven't done anything wrong.
How old are you?
What does it matter?
Why does it matter? Are you fucking kidding me, bro? You know why.
I haven't done anything wrong.
You haven't done anything
Coming
wrong.
to meet somebody?
Yeah.
What?
It goes back to, I'm not going to repeat myself or repeat that freaking monologue, but like, goes back to the attempt thing, right? Like, I went there, I didn't have sex, and I did nothing wrong. It's like, yeah, but something which may or may not, something that may not be illegal in one context can become illegal in another. That's just basic crime law, context and it's cases are fact sensitive. Depending on the facts, you're going to get one result or another result, right? Based on the conversation and everything, what you're doing is attempting a crime. So that makes it illegal. Again, go to the John Dupay thing for more details on attempt. But he's getting to it as well. Like I didn't do anything wrong, but yeah, like coming to meet somebody. Yeah, like this is the problem. Like when you show up and you talk about sex, you've formed intent, and so you have and showing up is quote unquote the overt act that you commit, that you do in preparation for the crime.
Coming to meet a young girl?
Yeah, it's against the law.
It is after this chat.
Yeah, exactly. Chris is absolutely right. It is after
Did you
the
bring some
chat.
kind of a contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract?
Look at this. Look at his. First off, look at his fucking prick shoving his face. But like, secondly, like,
Contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract?
like he is so fucking smug. It's so obnoxious. He's like, okay, like you think you fucking know things, like, and he's so freaking like, ugh, God, he's something else, man.
Let's see if any of this sounds familiar while you enjoy your pizza.
Fucking arrogant prick. Look at him.
I should come see you on Saturday. Well, since your mom isn't home, it's the best time to do it. I would, but only if you want me to.
He keeps eating.
You say, I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined.
Right.
I'd be
Right.
locked up for 20 years.
Yep.
And then you say, do you trim your blank?
Blank.
Okay.
Jeez, you find that funny, bro?
That this girl is 13, right?
Wasn't sure.
She's told you.
No. That doesn't.
And you're
What?
37?
That doesn't mean anything.
You're
That doesn't
37?
mean anything.
How old are you? You might as well just tell me, because I
Can
can
find out like that.
Like that.
I remember that.
Tell me who you asked first.
He wants to know.
I will tell you that in a minute.
Because now you're making me nervous, and
You're 44 years
Making me nervous. You don't look fucking nervous, bro. You're just sitting there eating your
As a
pizza.
44-year-old guy,
He's just stress eating, maybe. I don't know.
Girls like this. Yet I want to. What am I supposed to make of
That's so fucked.
that? Sorry, I'm paranoid.
He's so pissed. Like, look at the way he's pushing. So he's the one who's pissed. Like, this is unbelievable. I've never, like, even on TCAP, we don't see this a lot.
No, potentially
He's
having
pissed.
sex. But that is where the breaking the law comes from.
right.
Punishable
Right.
up to 20 years. Did you bring condoms with you tonight?
Wasn't planning on having sex.
Do you have them in your car?
No,
I'm going to find out, so you might as well tell me now.
I don't.
I don't know if he did or
Gotta
not.
check
I
the
didn't.
car.
I didn't go back.
You
and
will
look.
never tell anyone about us having sex. Are you sure? Okay, I can be there Saturday afternoon.
Wow.
Explain.
He talked about sex like right before saying yeah I can come. It's like you might as well just like there's no way to make it more clear. Like when can we bang? Like I can show up that day, yeah sure. I think there's
Explain.
like the weight of the trouble he's in is slowly starting to weigh in on him. Chris started to mention like sentencing and stuff, like get you 20 years, stuff like that. That calmed him a little bit, I feel like. He looks much more nervous now than he did while he started eating his fucking pizza.
Explain it to me.
Just wanted to come hang out.
There's no
Looks
explanation we
like
can
here you
give.
wanted
That
to
sounds
come
good.
here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Okay. Is that against the law to
To have sex with a 13-year-old
Yes.
girl when you're 44? Yes, it's against the law.
Yes, it's against the law. That's it.
But here you wanted to come here and have sex with a 13-year-old
I want to look at it
girl.
again.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that against the law to
Is that against the
To
law?
have sex with a 13-year-old
Yes.
girl when you're 44? Yes, it's against the law.
I love it, Chris.
to meet a girl? That's all I've done.
You see how this looks.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
but-
After, yeah, like that's exactly what we were talking about. It is in some context. In this context, it is. In some.
See how this looks.
Okay, but you also see that I was pretty apprehensive about the whole sex thing.
So,
Well, wouldn't you be? Wouldn't anybody be if they were going
What
to
does
try
that
to have sex
change?
with a 13-year-old girl?
it was like, like, but you see how apprehensive I was about doing the crime. Like, so,
Honest with you, you're not gonna believe me, but I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're like law enforcement. But
You think I'm law enforcement?
well, I mean,
you just see that probably makes Chris stand a little straighter. You think I'm law enforcement? That makes him happy, I bet.
That's what it sounds like.
Makes you
I
feel
was thinking about this
authoritative.
on the way down,
Right. You had 2.5 hours to think about it.
and and I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna risk it. That's
I'm
what I
not
said.
gonna risk it.
It's
He just
not
did.
normal for a 44-year-old guy to drive 2.5 hours to hang out with a 13-year-old girl.
I wanted to hang out, see how she was, see if
A 13-year-old girl. How often do you do this sort of thing?
never done it.
You've never done it. So tonight you just decided, okay, I'm going to drive 2.5 hours
Oh yeah,
down I-95 from Boston.
yeah. Been talking to her
To this
for a little
house.
while, and she seemed cool to hang out with. I mean, with
You
that,
can't find
Wow.
any
I had nothing else
older
going on.
girls?
Chris is low-key kind of like demeaning him, like you what, like you can't find girls your age, or
But I had nothing else going on.
So you decided you just come out and hang out with a 13-year-old girl.
keeps eating.
Yeah, you can clearly see that I'm very apprehensive about both
Let's
things.
say we meet and really like each other and want to continue seeing each other. How would we do this?
How'd we do
Like I
this?
said, as long as you're under 16, age of consent, parenthetically, nobody can know about it.
Age of consent, as in that doesn't matter.
What
Like
it sounds like here
parenthetics.
is you're grooming her, testing her to make sure it would be okay if you had sex with her.
Exactly.
So no one would find out.
To be honest with you, like I
To
said,
be honest with you, you
on
keep
the way
saying
down,
that. That sounds like bullshit when you start with to
thinking
be
about the whole
honest.
thing, and even before I left,
Right.
I was thinking I'm not gonna have sex with her unless it's legal.
Unless it's
you
legal.
talk about a plan to make it legal. To marry her.
Yeah, like so going back to the contract, like it's not a thing, and like Chris mentions it, like I said, common law being outdated. Is there some bullshit in there that like if you marry a freaking if your parents allow you to marry someone who's like you know above your age range, then like then you can have sex with her because they're your wife and you can't rape them, maybe. You know, it's like some fucking loophole like this that doesn't exist anymore. But shit, he's probably seen or read, or God knows, man. Or maybe it's just a fucking lie.
Right.
Yeah, not in 2 seconds. I mean,
Not in
So if you liked her,
Oh,
like, next week,
the close up on the pizza was epic.
not in 2 seconds. I mean, like,
so if you liked her,
Just shaking.
like next week or the week after, you'd marry a 13-year-old girl.
not next week. No.
Yeah, see how he reacts. It's like once again going back to how smug he is and how arrogant. He's kind of offended. Like you could hear it.
So if you liked her, like next week or the week after, you'd marry a 13-year-old girl.
Not next week.
No, not next week. See, he's like he's kind of like it's when like somebody like takes your argument and like rephrases it in a way that doesn't sound good at all for you. Like like Fast Eddie would be way better with this shit. Like you know, like a logical fallacy, like a straw man, maybe I think is the name, or something like that. Like somebody takes what you said and then like they make up some bullshit based on it, and like you know, this is what in his fucked up mind, this is what he thinks Chris is doing, even though that's basically what he means. Like at some point in a week or a month, I'll marry her, and he's like, not in a week. That's not what I said, you know.
No.
Fucking smug son
So
of a
after
bitch.
just a few days worth of chatting, you decide you love her?
No.
You want to have sex with her?
I don't know.
You want to marry her?
You want-
You don't know she's 13.
Marry her?
I don't know. I was just throwing things out, like, just in case maybe I did like her. Maybe it was,
So then you'd marry a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's the
She's
end,
really cool,
yeah.
You could have sex.
After a while, if it worked out, yeah.
He's like, yeah,
After a while.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
3 years of dating?
I don't know.
A romantic courtship?
A romantic courtship. It's like when I watch this, I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean these days? Like a romantic court. I really like it though, like a romantic courtship. It's so I don't know. To me, it's almost medieval. Like you court a dame. You know, like I don't know. Like it's just fucking House of the Dragon. I'm watching right now. Such a fucking good show. I love it. Like some shit like that. A romantic courtship. That sounds so good. What does that mean? Like, you know, you just talk to the freaking chick down at the local Starbucks. Is that a romantic courtship? Because you wanted to get together, so you, like, spoke to her? Or, like, offering a gift? Is that, like, a courtship? Like, Chris is so old school. I love it.
Maybe.
He's like, maybe.
So you're cool with all this.
He really is. He doesn't
You
give a
think this is
shit.
just fine.
He thinks it's
Walking
fun.
here to
See,
this home-
that's exactly what I
See,
said.
I know what you're.
Well, what else am I supposed to think, Jeff?
Do I seem like a dishonest, dirty person?
Yes.
I mean, do I seem like it to you?
Yeah, you
This
fucking
cat
do.
Seems like it. It seems like someone.
What was he expecting Chris to say? Nah, you don't look like that at all.
Like 44 years old.
Chat is chat.
Chat is chat.
Chat is chat. What you say on the internet? Shit, what's wrong with that? So it's gonna be a topic for another day.
Showing up is showing up. And guess what, Jeff? You showed up. At a home where you knew a 13-year-old girl would be alone. After a sexually charged conversation online.
Mm-hmm.
You come in, oh, I want to hug you.
Chris doesn't like the hug
The
thing.
little girl's nervous. You do it with everybody.
Yeah.
You do that every time you meet a 13-year-old girl.
I do it when I meet somebody for the first time.
Okay.
And that's like I'm not gonna be stupid enough to like agree with him, but it's like, yeah, like sometimes like listen, like I've met people like that I've talked to or whatever, exchanged emails with or texts with rather, and just met up and like hugged. Like there's nothing like crazy about that. Like you can hug someone, just not when you're fucking like a predator, you know?
But this somebody is not an adult, Jeff. She's 13.
Please tell me who you are.
I'll tell you what.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay.
That's him trying to be nice. It's so fucking arrogant. That's
Fine. But you're not.
can we listen?
I'll tell you what.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay.
I'm
So am I.
Chris, like, so am I. Look at him. He's dead serious. Like, this is like he was trying for a flex, and like, I'm being nice here, and Chris is like, so am I. That is a fucking badass move there, Chris Hansen.
You're not answering all my questions.
I will.
Whoa.
Can you just tell me who you are?
And he's being very authoritative, which is like, he's not answering you. Sure, I mean, technically doesn't have to answer anything.
Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator. So if there's anything else you
Look
want
at
to
him.
say,
He does not care.
anything you want to say, now would be a good time to say it.
I can't believe this is happening.
You can't believe this happening.
Did you bring any sort of a marriage contract?
He probably didn't too. It's just a fucking excuse.
I don't want to talk anymore.
You can leave.
Yeah, you can go.
You can leave.
Because Chris is like, this is the moment where you fucking get busted. Chris is like, time is like, the reveal is here. You can go now.
What do you mean I can leave?
You can leave.
What do you mean?
And then what?
And then what?
This is up to.
What's it up to?
It's not up to me.
Now he's nervous. He's looking. Look at him. He's so
You
pissed.
didn't have to come here, you know.
I think that's regret right there.
What do you do for a living, John?
I don't want to talk anymore.
It's like, I don't want to talk. It's so fucking weird because isn't that awkward phase where he's like supposed to go now and get busted, but I think he's figured out that it's not looking good, and so he doesn't want to leave, but yeah, he doesn't want to answer any questions. It's a very fucking awkward conversation right now.
Insurance.
A very weird position to be in.
Insurance?
I don't want to talk anymore.
All right. As I said, you're free to leave.
Chris is like, as I said, get the fuck out.
Can you shut it off?
I cannot shut it off.
Shut it off. So what? It's already been
What is
recording.
this?
It's an investigation for a television program called Hansen versus Predator.
Chris
Where we
sweating.
investigate grown people who go online and try to create
I love how
inappropriate
everyone's just sitting there filming
children. So unless you
right
have
in his
something
fucking
to say,
face.
Now would be a good time to go.
I don't have anything else to say.
All right then.
All right
If
then.
you like.
You want a slice?
Thank you very much.
So the cops there?
Fucking epic. Proposing a slice.
Okay.
Did you catch that? Like,
All right then. You can take your pizza if you like.
can take your pizza.
You want a slice?
You want a slice?
Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. See, like Chris,
All right then. You can take your pizza if you like.
You want a slice?
I'm good, thank you very much.
see, Chris is like, I don't know, like when somebody offers you food, like it's almost like biblical. Like you can't, if somebody offers you food, you can't be a fucking asshole to them in that moment, at least. right? It's like he's offering Chris like, "Do you want a slice?" Which is fucking ridiculous. But it's like you can't like if somebody offers you food, you can't just say like, "Go fuck yourself," whatever, you know? Like Chris is like, "No, thank you very much. Like, thank you for asking." Like, it's very polite, the very polite refusal.
So the cops there? We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay.
So ominous.
Or if they're here, just bring them in.
What the
Be
fuck?
best if you went out that way.
Yeah, Chris is like, yeah, get the fuck. That's not how that works. Just go out and get busted. You're no different than anyone. Jeff Sokol, you're just like everyone else. Look at him. He's still so pissed. At this point, I'd just be nervous.
Grab a jacket.
Okay. I'm fucking gone. Chee.
Not for the garage.
He's looking. He's like, what is this? He's like, what? They come out. I love it. I love like, please do this. Like, I love the fucking hand gesture. Like, like the fucking hand gesture there. I love it. Yeah, pretty quick. Let's go. There we go.
Sokol was sentenced to 7 years in prison,
Damn.
serving a mandatory 30 months. He
All
is
right.
eligible for parole in June.
All right, guys. That was Jeff Sokol. Fucking epic. Fucking incredible. One of the best, in my opinion. I really appreciate all the support. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to interact with you guys. And I'll see you on the next one.